This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
And this is Saturday, November the 15th, and you have entered Overtime, the single greatest deterrent to frostbite known to man. So curl up by the fire with a toasty beverage, my friends, and let the relentlessly hardworking, shiver-resistant KHQA sports team walk you through this avalanche of local sports goodness. And oh my goodness, was it good today. We will start our odyssey with one of the most pleasantly surprising state championship quests in memory. Canton Tiger Soccer, trying to take out Barstow. They've already beaten the number 1 and 3 ranked teams in the state trying to get here. Number 2 today for a state championship. And Colin Lubert standing on his head early. Magnificent save. He's not done. Barstow with a breakaway opportunity here, and Lubert equal to the task for the second straight day. He was under assault from start to finish and equal to the task. His team, though, down 2-0 late in this ball game, but check out Cameron Durst. Upper 90 off the restart with 7 minutes left. Canton has a chance, but unfortunately, the Tigers could not complete the Cinderella quest. What a magnificent run, though, for Sarah Mueller's team. Under 500 to start the postseason. Running all the way to the state championship game and to number 2 in the state. Well done, Canton Tigers. Certainly deserve it of that big trophy and the burnt ends you got at LC's the other night. Reward in themselves. Certainly have made the entire Tri-States proud. An unbelievable run. 2-1 it ends today, though, at the hands of Barstow. Meanwhile, this was quarterfinal Saturday on both sides of the Mississippi on the high school football scene. And we opened the day with 3 area teams still chasing championship dreams. Foremost among them, at least as far as win-loss record is concerned, Camp Point Central, a team trying to put the momentum of an exhilarating win at Arcola to good use today in a sort of deja vu date with the good people of North Green. Will Wilson was on the case.
The fact that they have to onside kick it after they score means they knew they weren't going to stop our offense. That's a great job.
North Green came out guns a-blazing in the first half, but in the second half we just continually wore them down by ground and pound all day long.
Our team just came out. We played tough all 4 quarters. We didn't do so hot the first quarter, but we came back and we really put it to them.
After a defensive stalemate in the first quarter, North Green put a nice drive together in the second quarter. This juggling catch by Chaz Lewis brought the Spartans down to the 1-yard line. From there, Colton Erberling capped things off with a 12-inch plunge into the end zone to put Central down 7-0 on its home field. The Panthers would respond at the end of the first half, however. After a few tough runs from Bodie Bivens and Bobby Keltz, Trey Flessner took the reins and continued to prove why he's a huge asset to Central's ground attack. It takes 4 tacklers to bring him down here. Then they call for some speed. Alher Saldana off the sweep dashes through defenders and has reservations for 6 from 18 yards out. We did all square 7-7 heading into halftime. Then the Panther defense really took over in the second half. And it was the senior captain Jason Dormeyer who turned in his best game of the season.
He's absolutely a freak, and he's one of the best we've ever had at that position. And you know, for him to make those plays, he deserves every accolade he'll ever get because of his relentlessness all the time. He only knows one way to play, and that's extremely hard. And I think everyone got to see that tonight.
Jason is crazy. He's always moving around, making great plays, and I'm so happy for him.
We're confident in what we do. We've always been a confident bunch because of the work we put in on the off season. And we know even if we get down, we can stick to the game plan, run the ball, and we're going to dominate. The last time we did this, we were on the road. That was a lot of fun. This even better. Got more fans out here. Fans were great today.
Dormeyer's performance seemed to ignite the Central offense that exploded in the final 2 quarters. Zach Foote decided it was time to show the fans why he's one of the best pass catchers in the area. Ryan Freiberg delivers. Foote does the dirty work down to the 26, and it only got better from there. Nathan Stoner would take the reverse, lofted up into the lights, and look who comes down with it. Mr. Foote with the fingertip grab in the back of the end zone. That puts his squad up 13-7 after the missed extra point, and Central will continue to roll after that.
When the opportunities show up, we're going to throw it, and we were able to do that tonight in some key plays in the second half. You know, none probably more than that reverse pass. That was just a huge play by Nathan Stoner when we needed something good to happen. But when you feel confident in your players like we do, you know, we're willing to put them in those situations.
Foote wasn't done there. After Central recovered the onside kick, number 44 kept the drive alive and moved the Panthers deep into Spartan territory. A few plays later, it was Alher Saldana finding the end zone once again, this time from 4 yards out, extending their lead to 19-7. North Green would respond in the dying seconds of the third quarter. Chaz Lewis did everything he could to keep it close. 25-yard touchdown grab from him, keeping the Spartans within striking distance at 19-13 heading into the fourth quarter. And on their first drive in the fourth quarter, it was Bobby Keltz doing his work, wearing the Spartan defense down with tough running in between the tackles. From there, it was Trey Flessner's time to get some burn. Takes the handoff, bulges his way into the end zone, putting his squad up 27-13. And from there, it was the captain, Ryan Freiberg, on the boot. He would go around the corner and dash his way into the end zone from 7 yards out at the 7-minute point. And that would seal the deal for the Panthers as they finish off North Green 34-13 in the quarterfinals, setting up the much-anticipated rematch with Carrollton next week at home for a chance at playing for a state title.
We have film on them, so we know what we did wrong. We didn't tackle, we didn't cover, so we're going to prepare for that and practice. If they do win, we're going to get ready for everything they have.
We want a rematch. We feel we didn't play our best game. They made plays, we didn't, but we're going to play whoever shows up, and we're going to be jacked up for whoever it is.
It'd definitely be a great feeling. It'd be awesome to have a semifinal game at home, a rematch against Carrollton, who we really want to beat.
Two great programs, two great teams. It'll be a war, that's for sure.
That's all from Camp Point as the Panthers move on. I'm Will Wilson, KHQA Sports.
Nice job, Will Wilson. Nice job with the Ric Flair woo in there as well from whoever the random fan was. By the way, as you heard Will mention, Carrollton will be the opponent. That game is now set for 1 p.m. according to the great Gene Welty. Carrollton took care of business today, holding off Bismarck-Henning 26-21 your final there. I have one other bit of Illinois business to pass along of interest to our friends in Hancock County. Fieldcrest is going to the 2A Final Four. They beat Clifton Central today 45-22. That is important because Mitchell Neely, the former Carthage great, is their defensive coordinator up there, and Bill Lapp, the former Carthage defensive coordinator, is the principal. So we have somebody in 2A to root for as well, looking forward. Speaking of Class 2 in Missouri this time, Palmyra, a considered underdog against Lutheran North coming in, but don't tell that to the Panthers because they were having none of it, and defense was the key today. What a day by this fellow. Will Obert making plays all over the field. 2.5 tackles for loss for him. The defense electric from the word go. Did I mention Will Obert? First possession, Lutheran North punched in the mouth, and like Mike Tyson used to say, everybody has a plan until they get hit. Speaking of getting hit, Ben Cheffy, we talked about him this week. How good has this kid gotten to be? A 30-yard pickup to set the wheels in motion for the offense. Cheffy again, this time to the air. Skylar Klein, healthy and looking good right there. Helps when you can breathe and your lungs work. Big time pickup sets up this guy. Oh, another passing play to the big fellow. Will Obert down into the red zone, and let Travis Harvey eat, because this young man in the red zone, really, really good. Gets a great block, punches his way in. Couldn't see the numbers on who threw the block, but nice job, whoever that was. It's 6-0. The PAT would fail. More from the defense. John Cleaver's team today, just ridiculous. What a great game plan they had for the second week in a row against a high-scoring, high-octane speed offense. That was Brandon Timbrook killing the quarterback keeper. That would set up, the offense. Mason Franklin with a nice pickup. He also had a great catch, which we will show you on Con Communication in just a bit on this show. Hint, hint. That sets up Travis Harvey again, making it 12-0. And then we do a little pop pass action on the PAT to get those points back to the Palmyra Panthers. This time it's Mr. Obert catching it on the other end to extend the lead out to 14-0. Now in the second half, as you'd expect, Lutheran North does eventually find a way to score, but down the stretch, the defense is just so good, and it continues with a guy playing linebacker the way it was meant to be played these days. That's the big fella in the middle, Matthew Frankenbach, who had not one, but 2 quarterback kills on the day. He was ridiculous as well. Plenty in this one good as well. Sack action all the way around. How about some of this from Miles Kite, who I believe was not related to anybody, either by marriage or by blood, from Lutheran North today. So there's your sidebar there. More from the big fella here as well. That is Mr. Timbrook combining with Matthew Frankenbach again for the quarterback sack. Still, at the end of this game, chance to kind of try to tie this thing up in the red zone. Palmyra's defense too stout. What a game for the Panthers. They are ridiculously on fire right now and playing very, very well. They win 14-7 today, shock the state. Shock in the world. If they can do it again next week, they certainly may have a chance. They will be taking on South Callaway at home. That game set for 1 o'clock. South Callaway, A pretty darn good team, but right now Palmyra not shrieking away from anybody at this point. So there you have it. 21-8. South Callaway actually won on Friday to set that up, beat a very good East Buchanan squad. Should be fun on Saturday there as well. Let's take you to Huntsville, Missouri. That proved a house of horrors for South Shelby last fall. Cardinals today with a chance to atone for that 56-7 loss. Zane Jacoby, however, picked up right where he left off. 11 yards on the read option right there, makes it 6-0. And then Zane Jacoby again on the first play of the second possession for the Hornets. This is 80 yards of what he does. The last time these two teams played, Zane Jacoby had 7 touchdowns, 5 rushing, 2 passing. He was on his game early in this one. And then a funny thing happened. South Shelby decided they'd had enough of all of it. The offense goes to work in this one. Little play action fun right here as Brett Threckle goes to the air. And there's Chase Morrow wide open in the corner of the end zone to stop the momentum. It's 12-7 at that point. Turning point in the game, though, would come just a bit from the defense. First of all, it starts with a kid who played cornerback today as well as anybody's played cornerback all year. Austin Durbin flat blanketing people today. Couple of big pass breakups in the first half right here. Kind of sets things in motion with the brilliant coverage. And then Zane Jacoby decides he's going to run. And Sidney Weir decides he's not going to let him. Hits him so hard, ball pops free. At the other end of it, Trace Windsor recovers the fumble. And South Shelby's back in business from that one. And it is Mr. Windsor. You recover it, you might as well pick it up. Oh, Trace Windsor, 235 on the ground today, in from 34 yards away. South Shelby had its first lead in this game at 14-12. The defense still continued to go. Did I mention Austin Durbin? Kid was just flat unflappable in the back end of the defense today. That probably should have been offensive pass interference on top of all of it. Durbin doesn't care. He doesn't need your help or your flags. More to come from the defense today. How about Sidney Weir playing like a man today and playing like a man with a separated shoulder? That kid's just tough as all get out. Second half starts with South Shelby up 14-12. They go back to work. A Trace Windsor drive until we fake Trace Windsor one way and go with Brett Threckle the other. Naked bootleg, and Brett Threckle lowers the shoulder, makes it 20-12 in favor of South at that point. Sidney Weir would try to keep it that way in the third quarter. More goodness from him. He's just going to come up and make Zane Jacoby, well, he's going to make him feel really painful tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, though, Zane Jacoby going to come back. This kid's a competitor, has 100 career touchdowns rushing, and makes things happen. Great pass over the middle right here, sets up yet another touchdown. This time it's Jacoby going to the air. The little hook up here makes it a 20-18 game at that point. Unfortunately for South Shelby, they could not sustain drives late in this ball game, giving this guy, Zane Jacoby, a chance again on the 2-point conversion to try to tie it, but there's Chase Morrow again, thwarting it, so it's still 20-18 at this point. But as I mentioned, South Shelby's offense stalled out late. With 1:06 left, Jacoby goes in from 1 yard out to give his team the lead. 2-point would fail, so it's 24-20 at that point. South Shelby looking for a miracle comeback. Unfortunately, it would not happen today. South Shelby's wonderful season comes to an end. West Tran is moving on. West Tran, a pretty darn good team, so there you have it, 24-20, but great job to Rob Wilt's team. And we, my friends, are just getting warmed up here on the Big Overtime Show. I'll move this way for you if I can. We've got plenty of college football, including Illinois College with a win and get in scenario today in the Division III playoffs. Some great basketball coming your way, and a big day for Culver Stockton men's soccer, all on the way when overtime continues. Hear you when I'm talking.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime. Might have been an act of hubris. I've had to sneeze this entire time. So much for the words shiver-proof, but I digress. With the advent of divisional play this season, coupled with the league's new automatic Division III playoff berth, Illinois College had a chance today at home to nab just the second preseason invite, or postseason invite, I should say, in program history. Taking on McAllister, who Garrett Campbell described as really good. He said he reminded them were somewhat reminiscent of the great New England Patriot teams, but Illinois College would strike first in this one. Michael Bates going over the top, great play action to Brendan Finley to make it 6-0. Oh, but we're not done yet. It's a 14-0 lead in favor of IC after Dylan Bailey splashes home, and the two-point conversion from Bates right here makes it a 14-0 lead. Unfortunately, Michael Bates' career, though, comes to an end. McAllister rallies late, wins 30-27, so IC is done. Bates ends his career, spectacular career, in Jacksonville with 10,787 passing yards and 107 passing touchdowns. Good stuff there as well. The rest of the local teams in our area sort of playing out the string, all trying to hit big landmarks today. None of them unfortunately got there. Quincy University looking for win number 7 today. Fell just short against McKendree, but a great season for them. First 6-win season since 2008. Certainly showing signs of life. So too, Culver Stockton, which was trying to end up with a above 500 record for the first time since the Chris Tabor era. Benedictine, however, wins today over Culver. That's on the road. 29-19 was your final there. And Western Illinois trying to get itself a winning season as well, or at least a 500 season. They fall today to a very good South Dakota State team. 59-24 was your final. Heart of America Conference Soccer Championship today. Baker at Culver Stockton. Baker was the 6th seed coming in. Culver Stockton not as highly regarded either, but what a great matchup this would turn out to be of Cinderella teams. And it would start with the Wildcats jumping out early behind. Oh, Mackenzie Northern, the pride of Leeds, England, given the give and go and putting his team up 1-0. But unfortunately today, that was all the Wildcats could muster offensively. They give up 3 unanswered, and their dreams of making the NAIA tournament are dashed. But what a great run it has been. Congratulations to the Wildcats. They dropped today by the final count of 3-1. We've got college basketball for you. Quincy University opening up today against Ferris State. Save Ferris. Ferris actually up early on. Herm Senor, though, trying to make some things happen with a 3 right there. It's a 66-62 lead for Ferris at that point. Then Jamil Jones steps up with a 3 right here. Oh, with 23 left in the game, it ties it up to 83 apiece. Mr. Jones with 16 points. There's Mr. Senor right there as well with a take in overtime. He had 20 on the day. Oh, and how about Evan McGaffey? Both of these teams going back and forth. Dunk and the and one both had sizable leads in the overtime periods. Plural, both sort of gave them up. We went 3 overtimes today. And in the final one, Evan McGaffey doing work right there. He'd go to the line, give his team a 108-107 lead, actually 109 with a free throw to follow. He misses, and that's going to end it up as Quincy University gets the win in dramatic fashion today. 109-107 was your final there. Other men's college basketball scores were not very good today or very helpful. Mount Mercy upsets the number 24 team in the nation. Culver Stockton 96-95, and John Wood gets thumped by the number 3 team in the nation. Wait, I'll get to them in a second. HLG today losing to Hope International as well. And here's that John Wood score. Des Moines Area Community College, number 3 in the nation. They win today 96-57. How about on the women's side today? QU taking on Missouri Western. And that, my friends, is Carly Beebe with the lost art of drawing a charge. Kind of set the tone early on in a back-and-forth affair. Then QU goes to work. Check out Annika Webster. Beautiful move from her right here. Scoop shot up and under. Draws the contact, the foul, the bucket, the Band-Aid, and the 3-point play for her. More to come in this one. QU hitting the boards. Erin Menemeyer off the bench. Nice little turnaround shot that she gets the members bounce. And then more from Carly Beebe in transition. Quincy University with a big second-half rally in this game. From down big early on in the second half, they come back to the Lady Hawks and win by the final count in this one of 77-70. Nice start for them. John Wood today felled by Iowa Western in women's college basketball. 80-70 is your final there. How about the Western Illinois women making the trip to Columbia today? That means we got a chance to see Jordan Frericks and Tori Neiman, both former KHQA Players of the Year. Neiman actually started her career at Mizzou playing for Western. How about Frericks early on, post-up move, and then doing the things we've come to see from Jordan Frericks way back in the Q&D days, which really weren't that far back ago. How about the larceny and the layup from Miss Frericks right here? She had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks today to help her team. At the other end, though, here's the other local connection. Tori Neiman, Nice pass, hooks up eventually with Jenna Mueller, the pride of Shelbina, as she gets the bucket to fall right there. Unfortunately, WIU couldn't muster a whole lot of offense today despite Emily Clemens' three right there, as it would be Mizzou winning by the final count in this one of 89-52. And we've got more overtime coming up, including a look back at your newly minted state champions in Southeast Iowa. Oh. Well, it has been a long, sometimes vexing road to ultimate glory, but all of the adversity honed a champion last night in Cedar Rapids. In their own words now, your 2014 Iowa Class 1A state volleyball champions.
It means so much to me personally, and so much to my teammates, and I think it means a lot to the community, and we're just so excited to bring it back for them. And we worked so hard throughout the year, and they've been behind us all season, and we're just so excited to bring home that state championship win.
We did it, and through the ups and downs, we came together, and I couldn't be more proud of my teammates.
You know, I knew all along these kids could get it done, and you know, last year at the end of the year, they wanted it, they didn't get it, and you know, they were sad. But instead of you know, taking too long to be disappointed, they talked about what they could do this year to get better. And every day at practice, on the off season, club ball, just hanging out together. You know, they just did it what it took. And tonight, you know, they played their best game of the tournament. They got better every night. They were aggressive. They did the little things we asked them to do, and wow, you know, we got the state trophy.
I know that us seniors are beyond, we're so close, and we were crying at the end because we love each other and we're going to miss each other, but we won, and so what more could we ask for than to win the state tournament together our last year?
It's so weird to think that I'll never run out beside them or clap their hands like that again or get a play next to them or tell them good job and how great they played, and it's really sad and bittersweet, but I'm just so excited and I couldn't be more proud.
Unbelievable group of girls welcome home tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the high school gym. Time for your Con Communication Connection, and it's Mason Franklin today from Palmyra getting it done in the pass game. Ben Sheffy, his pass tipped, tip drill, Mr. Franklin, Johnny on the spot. Great grab, your third nominee for the month of November. Previous nominees pretty good as well. As you take a look at that list, it includes Zach Foote, who had a similarly juggling interception for Camp Point Central, and Cameron Kirshner, whose first career goal last week actually put Canton in the state championship matchup. So congratulations to both. We have a couple more nominees coming your way and your chance to vote at the end of the month. And we'll have more overtime in just a sec. Well, I am still almost sneezy and I am spent, but we still have football next weekend thanks to the Panthers plural. All of it right here on Overtime. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and enjoy the wrestling.